parties booked with the company. She has saved the information in the database party information. The database has 2 tables. So these 2 tables they have given for us to check, right? Not to do anything. So don't try to read these 2 tables in the exam, right? Thanumi, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Right. Please open your work and check the answers.
Okay.
I will check your answers. I've been checking them, but I couldn't complete. So we have 2 tables in this database, party and customer, right? What do they want us to do? Open a word processing document, set the orientation. Now, most likely you are not going to get these instructions now, right? Instead, they will say like copy, take a screenshot and paste it into your evidence document, something like that, right? Brogan wants to use a form to add extra parties to the party table. So I just asked you to do only the questions and take the screenshot into the document. So I'm going to show you how to, I will show you all the screenshots also so that I can share it with you. This is 2022 November paper, right? The database. All right. Create a form for the party table. The form must include serif font. So since you are still going to get the printed paper, I would suggest that you underline the important parts or at least maybe circle, right? Because then you won't miss anything. And then after your work, you can do a small cross check. Include serif font for the title, field headings. That also serif font. Serif fonts are the fonts with pointing edges. Be customized so that the field headings have 2-point border. Include an automated date and time. Include an option to save the record. Right. Okay. They are looking for just one button, but we'll add the usual buttons. So it's on the party. So create. If you have any questions, just tell me anytime. Disturb me anytime. So form wizard. It should be the party table. Take all the fields. Next. Finish. Right now, you need to keep an eye on the house style. So let's go and check the house style. No house style, right? Yeah, no house style in that. Right, so the house style should be this one. Serif font for the title and field headings. Okay. So let's have a suitable title. In fact, already it has taken serif font, no? Okay, let's go to layout view. You both can hear me, right? Right, and then you go to the layout view and let's double click on this. You can say party information form or something, right? Or party details form or something. Let's bring it to the center using the alignment buttons. Shukit, are you there? And the field headings are these. So they are already in serif font. If not, what you have to do is just select one of them and then press shift. While pressing shift, you click on the others, select all of them. And then from here, you can select a serif font. The serif font is a font with pointed edges. So best thing is to go for Times New Roman or any other font which has pointing edges, right? Sans serif means without pointing edges. Best would be to go for Arial or any other font without pointing edges. All right, then they want be customized so that the field headings have a 2-point border. 2-point border. So field headings are these, not these, right? these. So again, I'm going to click on the first field heading, press shift, click on the other field headings to select everything. And then to add the border, you can right click and go to properties and all, and there should be border style is transparent. So let's make it solid. There you go. Okay, let me show you one more time. Yenuga, good morning.
Good morning.
After a long time, no?
Yeah.
So we are discussing the database question of 2022 paper, which I gave last week. Just follow it, right? I will share the files again in the group so that you can try it on your own. Okay.
Okay.
Shugit, are you there?
Yes, sir.
What happened? Where were you?
No, sir. Mother called me, that's why I went.
Maybe stay in the class, eh?
Okay, sir.
I have been calling you like for 5 minutes.
Yes, sir. Sorry, sir.
Right. Can you just call Sudesh and see whether he's coming or not?
Okay, sir.
Right. Let me send a message also. Right. Okay. So how to add the border to these field headings? You click on one of them. Now, before that, you need to be in the layout view. Okay. So from here, you change the layout view, change to layout view. Then click on one of the headings. Press Shift. While pressing Shift, you click on the other headings like this and select all of them. Right. Okay. After that, you just right click on them and then go to properties. Now, if you go to form properties, it will be the properties of the form. If you go to properties, that will be the properties of these headings. So go for properties. And there you go to all. If you go to all, you will see some options for the border. Border style is there, border color, border width, right? So if you want to increase the thickness of the border, it's border width. If you want to set the border, you need to change the style to from transparent to not transparent border style. What did you use? This one, border style, this one, not back style, border style, from transparent to solid. That's all you have to do. And if you want to change the color, you can change from here. If you want to change the thickness, I think they wanted 2 pt, no? Yeah, 2 pt border. So where can we give the 2 pt border width? Oh yeah, there. Border width 2 pt. Understand? Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
So these are kind of new questions, okay? We haven't seen these type of questions in previous papers. I will share this with you. So what did you select? Border style solid, and then this one. Okay, right. There you go. What's next? Include an automated date and time. Include an option to save the record, right? Okay. So automatic date and time, you can go to design view, and there you have date and time option here. I just click date and time. We need both of them, right? Okay, and it appears here. And if you go and check the form view, you will see date and time appearing there. Okay, and then if they wanted the date only, you can simply delete one of them, or else there you can select what you want, right? Okay, and then the buttons. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add buttons over here, or let's add buttons horizontally here. So for that, let's increase the form area. Form area is from here to here. Just take the mouse point over there. Not here, okay? This is the form footer right there. Click and drag down. Okay. Now, what are the buttons I'm going to have? Even though they have asked only for the save record, I'm going to add a few more. So I'm going to click on button option here. Just click there. And we go for record navigation, previous record. Yanuga, I'm going to do it a little fast. But don't worry because I'm recording the session. So you can go through it leisurely. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
I'm doing it fast because this is a homework that I gave them. So I'm discussing it. And we are moving to theory today. That's why. Yeah. Okay. So go to previous record. Finish. Take another button. Go to next record. Finish. Take another one. I'm going for record operations. Add new record. Going for the text. Another one. Record operations. Save record. Right. Just trying to add all these buttons. Don't miss the save record button. Then you lose marks. I'm just doing something extra. Okay. These 5 buttons are more than enough, right? So you have add record, save record, delete record, and the navigation buttons. And now to align them nicely, you just need to make a selection like this. Just click on the corner on the left or right, and then drag to select all the buttons. And then you go to arrange in the menu, arrange. And then we select, what do you select, Shogit? To align them horizontally?
So is it
Stacked or tabular?
stacked?
No,
I think it's tabular. It's tabular. It's
you see,
tabular.
what is the name of stack? What's the meaning of stack?
Stacked is like it's in this set. Like
Yeah,
now
you put
yeah.
it vertically now. So
Yeah,
this is tabular. So you have to go
yeah.
for tabular.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go. That's it. So you don't need to align them separately, right? Right. That's the form. Now let's see how they want the screenshot. Take screenshots of your form design view so that show you have set a 2-point border. There you go. And automated date and time to show that you have. Okay. So you need to be very careful when you're taking the screenshot. So you can go to the design view because you need to show these two. And then you can click on the properties of one of these headings because you need to show the border style and the width. And then you take the screenshot. Now to take the screenshot, use the snipping tool. Right, snipping tool. Click on new and then select it like this with the properties. This should be your screenshot. Oh, I missed the date and time, no? Yeah, so okay, no, it's fine. Like this. That should be the screenshot. Okay. Now to take the screenshot faster than this, you can use the shortcut key. Shortcut key is Windows key, Windows Shift S. Then you will get this small options. Windows Shift S. Windows key. Okay. Windows key, Shift S. And then just select the area. And you don't see anything. Go to Word. In the Word, you will have the question number, right? In the Word, in the evidence document, you will have the relevant question number. So under that, you paste it. And make sure that it can be seen clearly. Don't make it too small and too large either. And question number is very important. Place it right below it. Okay. Right. So that's the form. Save the form. And this is how it will look like. Right. Did they want the creation of the... Oh, yeah, see. Now, they want the form in design view, okay? So you must be wondering, why didn't we take the screenshot like this? This is not the design view. This is the form view. So design view is this, right? Why did they want the design view? Because they wanted to check the property sheet, properties, and these two functions. Right, so you have to be careful. This is why I told you when you get the paper, it's better you underline the important parts. Even here, just underline, underline, and then you can cross check with your work. You check like this and then put a tick. All right, I have done this. I have done this. I have done this. Yeah. Okay. Right. Brogan wants a list of parties that are booked for 2024, have more than 50 guests, and have a paid difference. So it's a query. Let's open up a query, create query design. And remember, I told you initially, if you can take both tables like that, it would be better. But be careful. Why? Wait. Shugit, now he's saying he's in another class.
Yeah, sir. He said the same thing for me also.
Right. Okay. So first get all the tables. That's if you're not really sure about the fields that you need to get. Right. And the next thing to do is to select the fields that they have asked us to select. Party type. Party type comes from here. Just double click. Party date. Custom ID. Custom ID you can take from party or this one because the link is already there. And number of guests. Number of guests is here. Right. Okay. So the second thing is to set the sorting and set the sorting, right? First, you select the fields. First, you add all the tables. If you're not really sure where the data coming from, just add all the tables. And then you add the fields. And then you set the sorting. Be sorted in order of the highest number of guests to the lowest. What is that sorting method? Yanuga, can you tell me? What is this sorting method on number of guests? Highest number of guests to the lowest. Is it ascending or descending?
As descending.
Descending, good. Yeah, that's descending. So sort here descending, right? Okay, next thing is, okay, before adding the criteria, the next thing is very important to check whether you got fields from all the tables that you added. You can see I'm getting 3 fields from party, 1 from customer. Why do you have to check like that? Because if you are not getting fields from a particular table or tables, you have to get rid of them. For example, if I was taking custom ID from party table, I don't need customer table here. So you need to remove it. Otherwise, your results will be wrong. Okay. So that's why I told you, like, you have to do it, do this very carefully. If you are getting fields from all the tables, keep all of them. Right. And the other thing is, if you have a many-to-many relationship between 2 tables, just those 2 tables are not enough because you need the third table also. Because the 2 tables will be linked through that third table. So that is needed even if you don't take fields from it. But other than that, if there are main tables, you need to have them here. If you're taking fields, if you're not taking any fields, just don't have them here. That's very, very important. Okay. So I need the custom ID. I need custom ID in the third place. So what I'm doing is I click on that thick arrow over there and click and drag to swap the order. There you go. I just click and drag like that. Okay. Click on the thick arrow, click and drag. Okay. So the next thing is to set the criteria. What are the criteria? Are booked for 2024. Okay. That is, okay. Let's open the party table and see. That should be party date, right? 2024. Booked for 2024. So how do you give 2024? If you type just 2024, it's not going to work because this is a date and you have to give it exactly in the same date format. So if it is 2024, you know that 2024 starts with January 1st and ends with 31st December. So you can give it as a range of dates. So between 1/1/2024 and 31st/12/2024. Again, before that, it's better to check the date format. Open the table and see the date format. You can see the date format is DDMMYYY. So it's the UK format. The other format is US format, where month comes first. Okay, so this format is correct. So follow the format, okay? Just open the table and see. Or you can even check the system tray here, system date and time. Right, so between 1/1/2024 and 31/12/2024, click outside. If you have put it into the right field, date field, you should see the hashtags. Never type the hashtags. They will appear automatically. Okay, so the first criteria is done. What is the second criteria? Have more than 50 guests. So that is the number of guests. More than 50 means greater than 50. So don't get mixed up. That is greater than. Number of guests greater than 50. Read this way. Number of guests greater than 50. Okay. Have paid a deposit. That must be this one, deposit paid. So I need to take that as a criteria field, but it should not be shown in the output. And let's see how they have stored the values. Okay, deposit paid is a number. It's not a logical field like this. So if it is a number, right, and if a deposit is paid, that deposit should be greater than what, Shugit? If the deposit is paid, how do you check whether the deposit is paid? It's not a,
So greater than,
yeah, greater than. No, it's not a logical field, so we can't put true or false or yes, no.
yeah,
Thanumi,
yes,
greater than what?
greater than 50.
Greater than what? Thanumi, greater than? Deposit greater than? Thanumi? Thanumi,
Is it greater than 50?
greater than 50?
Yeah.
We want to check whether deposit is paid or not.
Then it's not greater than. No.
Thanumi, are you there?
Mm,
Okay, yeah, Thanumi, yes. How do you check whether the deposit is paid or not? When it is not a logical field or a true false field. Yenuka? You can see it's just a value. So we need to check whether deposit is paid or not. So what can I put? Greater than? Deposit is paid if it is greater than? Yenuka?
So the deposit is paid if it's greater than the value.
Greater than value?
Yes, that value, if it's more than that, then they have paid the deposit.
More than what?
More than
More than 50?
no, not more than 50, sir. No, no.
Hey. Now they want to see whether they have paid a deposit,
Yeah, yes,
right? So 50 is the number of guests. 50
yeah,
is not
yeah,
the deposit.
yeah.
Okay, Tanumi. So we need to check whether deposit is paid. So simply, if you open this, you can see there are some zeros. So if it is 0, that means they haven't paid, right? So what do you have to check? Greater than? Greater than 0. Yeah. Okay. So you have to be
Yes, sir.
very careful, because normally when you see deposit paid, you might think of it as a logical field like this. Then, of course, the criteria would be true or false. You give true, or you can even put yes. We saw a query like that last time. But this one, you need to check whether it's paid or not by looking at the value. So value 0 means they haven't paid. So you need to select anyone who has a deposit more than 0. Okay. It looks like a logical field, but it's not. Have paid a deposit. Right. That's it. And then we need to show only these. So we don't need to show this one, but we'll just run it and see. You can either view or run, query design, run or view. Right. Oh, nothing is there. That's strange. Have paid a deposit more than 50. Okay. If this happens, what you can do is first remove the criteria and check. Still no. Let's remove this criteria. No. Let's remove this one. No. That's strange. Oh, can you see there are no customers? Thanvi, can you open the table and see whether customer details are there? Thanvi, can you just check whether the customer table has data? I can't hear you. Thanvi? I can't hear you, Thanvi. Say it again. Do you have data in the customer table?
Can you hear me, sir?
There are no data? No records in the customer table?
No, sir.
No, right. Okay. So, so what should you do? But you can see the customer ID is there in the party table. So that means we can't take the customer table. You see? So it's very important that you open the tables and check, right? So I think they purposely did that. So what we have to do is we have to take the customer ID, not from the customer table, but from the party table. That will fix the issue. And then we don't need this table. So you can remove this table. Okay. And then let's add the criteria again. And number of guests should be greater than 50. Deposit paid is greater than 0. Now it should work. There you go. Understand, right? So if you have a problem like that, you must be able to find the solution as well. Check it. So what I did first was I could have checked the customer table before adding it here, right? So you can remove the criteria and see whether it works. Then step by step you need to kind of figure it out. But this gives us a good insight. So hereafter, you open the tables and see whether records are there. Right. Okay, so first you run like that, but they don't want you to show deposit paid. Then hide it Yeah. Hide it and then take the screenshot. They want the screenshot of the results, not the design view, right? Oh no, here. Design view and the results both. So design view here. Before that, it's important that you save the query, okay? So just right click here, save. When you're saving the query, give the question number and a name, sensible name. So A to B, query design. Again, I'm going to take, well, since the customer table doesn't have any records, I don't need that. I don't know why they included customer table without data. Okay, so let's take only the party. Okay, right. And then what did I ask you to do first? Include the fields. Include customers who have where. Show only the fields. Customer ID, party type, party date. Customer ID, party type, party date. Okay. And then you set the sorting. Any sorting. Party date into ascending order. Party date into ascending order. Include customers who have booked catering and venue decoration. Right. Now the criteria. Criteria field is this. Catering and venue decoration, right? So what is that? Looks like it's party type. What? What is, oh yeah, it's not party type, it's these catering and venue decoration. So you can see that these are logical fields, right? So how do you include these logical fields? They want catering, they want venue decoration. Okay, now if you want to check whether these are included, you need to give it as yes, yes or no, or true or false, because they are logical fields. So I'm going to give yes and yes for both, because they want, so they want to make sure that catering and venue both are selected. So you give it like this. Yes, yes. So you have to be careful. Huh? It's not a single field. I thought it's a party type. No, they're separate fields with logical fields. So you need to give it as true or false or yes, yes, right? Okay, is that all? Include the customers who have booked catering, venue decoration. That's right. So this is what cross-checking is, right? Show only the fields, customer ID, party type, and party date. So we don't need these two. Later we'll remove them. Sorted ascending order of party date. Yeah, fine. Okay, run it or view. There you go. Right, but they don't want these two to be shown. So after checking, I'm going to remove it and run. Okay. Party date should be in ascending order. That's correct, right? Yeah. Screenshot of a query design. A to C. Design is this. Again, save it. When I'm saving, A to C. Catering and venue. Give a name like that. Make sure you place it in the correct, under the correct question. Okay, question number. Right. Now the report. Brogan wants to produce a database report based on the results from the services query. Create a database report to display the results. The database report must have a suitable title using serif font. Include the logo you created. Show only the fields required. Show the records sorted. Include the company name, perfect party, in the header. Okay, so that is the house style. They're talking about the house style here, not at the beginning, right? Okay, so we save it. Go to create. report wizard. Let's take the query that we created just now, A to C. Select all the fields. Next. No grouping levels needed. Grouping levels are needed if you have repeating values. Usually they don't ask for grouping levels. I don't know why. But if they ask, just remember to select it here. Right? So grouping should be done on repeating values like party type. So when you put party type here, what happens is all the catering will be grouped together. All the venue decoration will be grouped together. That's what grouping is. So no grouping required. Next, even though we sorted in the query, we'll sort it here as well. So it should be sorted on party date in ascending order. Party date, ascending order. If you click, it will be descending order. Click one more time, ascending order. Keep it as tabular. And there should be a report title, proper report title. So these are the customers that have booked certain services. So you can say customers booked. What are the two? Catering and venue decoration. So don't forget to give a proper title there, right? And last time, remember, we had a problem, right? So if you couldn't type a long title in that wizard, just say okay and come to the design view of the form and you can change it here. Design view or the layout view, right? So add a small title and come to the design view or the layout view and change the title as you want. Okay. Now they want the title to be in serif font. It is in serif font, right? Yanuka, I hope that you know what serif font is. Do you know what serif font is?
Serif font.
Yeah, serif font. It's not a font. I mean, type. It's a group of fonts. So serif fonts are simply any type of font which have pointing edges in their letters. Pointing edges. What are pointing edges? Okay, pointing edges are like this. So if you have D, for example, you have these. So these are pointing edges. So any font that has pointing edges is serif. Any font that do not have pointing edges is called sans serif. Sans serif. Sans means no in Latin, I think. So no pointing edges means sans serif. Serif means pointing edges. Okay. So the best example for this is Times New Roman. Best example of this is Arial. So any type of font, okay, any type of font which has pointing edges is serif. Without pointing edges, sans serif. In the exam, almost 90% of students get this wrong because they look for a font called serif. There is one called Microsoft sans serif, but then they look for this specific font because they don't know the actual meaning, right? So this is fine. This is Times New Roman. That's okay. And include the logo you created. So we didn't create the logo, so we'll just add a picture in the top left of the report. Okay, so for this, you need to go to design view, right click, design view, and there is an option called logo over here. This is easy, logo. And then let's go to the folder. We are supposed to create a logo and add it. I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to add a picture. Okay, this one. But remember, photographs won't be added as pictures. They should be clip parts, okay? If it is a logo, it has to be a clip part, not a picture or a photograph. Top left of the report. Okay, so it comes like this. Let me take this to the center and then enlarge this little bit. Okay, and then let me change the color of this to black. And they want the company name also, right? Company name, perfect party in the header. Okay, so we'll take this down, bring this down. I'm going to duplicate this, copy, Control C, click outside, Control V. And change it to perfect party. The perfect party. And you can center it a line right there. Center line it. Then highlight like this. Bring both of them, move both of them up. And then reduce the header height. Okay, right there. Right. Should be italic, no? Records sorted as required. Show only the required fields. Right. So let me make this italic. That's fine. Right now, let's go to layout view and check whether we have got everything. Right, party date, custom ID, party type. That's fine. Sorting, that's correct. And the required fields, yeah, that's fine. Enter your name, candidate number, and center number in the footer, page footer. I don't think they will ask that in the new format, but let me show you how to do that. And also, if you want to keep a gap between these two columns, you can't simply click and drag like that because it's ungrouped. Remember, I told you how to group these columns. Shugit, do you remember how to group these columns? Shugit?
Sir?
Yeah, do you remember how to group these columns? How to group these columns, do you know?
1 second, sir. 1 second.
One second, go on.
So 1 minute. I think it's
Can't wait 1 minute. You click on the heading and then you click on shift. You press the shift, right? You click
yes.
on heading, you press shift. While pressing shift, you click.
Then you select the others also.
No, wait.
Then
On the heading, press
yes.
shift. While pressing shift, you click on the data. And then you go to the range. This time what? What do you select this time? Stacked or tabular?
Table.
Ayyo.
No, stacked.
Stack, because see, it's a stack, right?
Yeah.
All this data are vertically arranged, not horizontal. So it's stacked.
It's stacked.
Okay, so by making a stack, it becomes a group. That's why you see this four-headed arrow. Now what you can do is you can reduce the width of the whole column like this, and then click on the four-headed arrow and move it little to the right. That's how you can rearrange. You can even rearrange these columns, right? Just move it to that side, and you can group this and move it to the left side and then bring this. So if the fields are not in the correct order, you can rearrange like that. Let's see the order they wanted. Custom ID. Oh, can you see the order is wrong? Custom ID, party type, and party date. That's wrong, right? So we need to rearrange. So I'm going to group these as well. Click on the heading, shift, data, and stack. Heading, shift, data, stack. Custom ID should be first. Click on the four-headed arrow, move them. Custom ID. So you have to keep an eye on this, right? Otherwise you lose marks without you even knowing. Custom ID, party type. and party date. That's it. And finally, to add your details, you need to go to the design view. And then in the page footer or the report footer, I'm going to use the page footer, which is this border over here. Drag it. You need to add what? What do you have to add? Is it a text box or a label? Tell me. To add the details, add text here, should we select a text box or a label? Tanvi. Tanvi, you must check your microphone. It's a very low voice I'm hearing. It's very difficult to understand. Or you will have to shout. It's a label you have to take, right? Remember, Shugit? It's a label you have to take. Label is this.
Yes, sir.
Capital A, simple A. This is text box.
So if you take the text box, it won't let you to like.
Yeah,
If you
that's right.
type it, it won't let you to like. Yeah.
That's right. So you
Yeah.
take the label here and drag and then type your details. But I don't think you will need to do that because of the new format, right? Okay, that's it. Right. And remember, last time I told you an important thing. If you are getting a report with details that jump into another page, if your report results are not shown only in one page, then that's an indication where you have got your query wrong. Indication that you got your query wrong. Why? Query is giving you so many results that you can't put it into one page in the report. So you have to immediately go back to the query and change it. You don't need to delete the report, okay? Because these two are connected. So right now, if my report is wrong, the details are wrong, I would go to the query and change it. And automatically it will be reflected here. So you don't need to delete the report and do it again. But remember this indication. If you have multiple pages, now you have only one page. If it is going to multiple pages, that means your query results are wrong. Okay. Right. And how do they want this? Screenshot of the report. Right. So let's go to print preview and reduce the thing. Zoom. And let's take it like this. Why? Because we need to show the page number, the date, and the details also, right? What's that question number? A2C report. Okay, so make sure that you do this, check your answers and do the corrections. And Yenuka, you need to do this and send it to me, yeah? The answers. Okay. Then I will check it and give it back to you with the comments. Okay, Yenuka?
Nice.
Right. These are the theory questions related to database. So theory questions, well, I'll do like this. Today, since the others are not here, I will discuss the theory questions related to database and finish it off. Right. Then we can start the theory lesson from the next class. We'll do like that, right? Okay, let's take all the theory questions related to database from past papers and discuss it and finish it off here. Then we are done with database, right? And also remember, we need to do web authoring, which is an important practical that we'll do after doing a theory chapter and, coming back, right? Okay, so I'm going to take the theory questions from database and let's do it like this. Yeah, let's compile a new document. Okay, so this is done and I will send these to you. Take a new one, database theory in practical. Right, let's start with this one. Okay, let me take a screenshot of this. Brogan wants to add an additional field to the customer table to include the customer contact number. This one, right? Give the most appropriate data type Brogan should use for the customer contact number field. Okay, data type. Now you know the data types, right? We treat data according to their properties. So some are numbers, some are text, some are string text same, characters, some are, then some are dates, times. So what is the ideal data type for customer contact number? Shugit, can you tell me? Shugit, what is the ideal data type for customer contact number? Tanumi? What is the ideal contact data type for contact number? Yenuga, you can even try. Hello? You guys can hear me? Shugit? Yeah, Yenuga, yeah, try. What is the ideal data type for customer contact number? Is it number or text or what? I mean, the two options are number. Yeah, go ahead. Yes.
Number.
Yeah, you say number, right? Okay, Shugit, what do you say?
The text.
You say text. And Tanumi, what do you say?
Text.
Yeah, you say text. So, Yenuga, the ideal data type, I mean, the two options are number or text. Okay. So the ideal one for customer contact number is text. The reason is usually for numbers, telephone numbers, we use leading zeros like this, 071. And then we keep space. Then we keep, sometimes we keep dash, right? So dash, space, and then leading zeros are not allowed in number. So if you use number, you won't be able to have 07. You can put only 71. Even if you put 07, 0 will be omitted. So the ideal data type for customer contact number, they're saying most appropriate is text. Okay. Why? Because of leading zeros. Better. Oh, blue. Yeah. Because we need to store leading zeros. Then spaces, hyphens. Yeah, that's why we go for text. Give the most appropriate field size for Brogan should use for the customer contact number field. Appropriate field size. Now, how do you know that? In the party table, do you have any contact numbers? No. Yeah, so that depends on the country, right? Or have they given a telephone number? Ah, right. Okay. We can get an idea. If you look at the company details here, they have given a sample, telephone number over here. Can you see? Ah, there you go. Right. So from that, you can get an idea. You can just count the number of letters, numbers and spaces. Can you see that they want to store the leading zero? So it has to be text. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You have to count the space also. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. Right. Otherwise, we can't answer that question because we don't know. It depends on the country, right? So that was 12. 12 with the space, right? If you want, you can say according to company contact number in the scenario. Okay, Shugit?
Yes, sir.
Right. Identify which field would be used as a foreign key in the party table. Right. Foreign key in the party table. Now, to understand this, let's go to the relationships. Okay. That's in database tools, relationships. Okay. Strangely, these two are not linked. Can you see? These are not linked. That's why in the query, they appeared without a, what do you call this, proper link. You see? If you add the two tables, they appeared like this without the cardinality. We say cardinality, that's one to many. Without the one to many, it appeared like this. That's because they're not really linked here. So let me show you how to link these two tables, right? If you're linking, you need to link between the primary key and the foreign key. Now, what is the primary key? Primary key is a field which is having unique values in a table. So the primary key here is the custom ID. How do you know? Because of the key symbol here. And here is the party ID. So two important characteristics of primary keys are it cannot duplicate. It cannot have duplicate values. It should have unique values. And the other thing is it cannot be blank. In database terms, it's null. It cannot be null. Null means empty. Right? So the primary key has to be unique and it cannot be blank. Right? Now you need to find the foreign key. What is a foreign key? Foreign key is a primary key of one field, one table, which is repeated in another table. It should be a primary key which is repeated in another table. So either custom ID should be here or party ID should be here. Now you can see custom ID is there in the party table as well. So the custom ID here in the party table is going to be the foreign key. And it sounds logical, right? It's foreign. It's foreign to this table. Custom ID should be belonging to customer table, but it is foreign to this table. Right, now what you do is you link the two tables between the primary key and the foreign key. How do you do that? Just click and drag the primary key and drop it onto the foreign key. And then you have to set an important thing. Shugit, can you tell me? Before you create, you need to select an option.
The enforced.
Yes, we'll talk about this later. Enforce referential integrity has to be selected. And then you create. All right. Can you tell me why it doesn't allow me to create this? Can you guess? It's a problem we encountered earlier. Why is it not allowing me to create the link? Any guesses? Autonomy? You can try. It doesn't allow me to create the link. It says data in the table party violates the referential integrity rules. There may be records relating to an employee in the related table, but no record for the employee in the primary table. That makes sense. They're taking an example, okay? Now, how do you relate it to this one? What's the reason? Shugit? It's a problem we encountered earlier. Shugit? Autonomy?
So,
Ayyo, come on. Simple, no? For example, there may be records relating to an employee in the related table, but no record for the employee in the primary table. How do you relate it to this scenario? We had an issue, right, when we ran a query, remember?
yeah.
So that's the exact problem here. What is that problem? Autonomy? Come on, you guys have to think logically and, do some reasoning. Huh? Because the customer table doesn't have any record. It's empty. That's why it's not allowing me to create this link. Okay, how can I refer to a customer ID in the customer table if there are no customers? Right? How can I have a party for a customer if the customer details are not there? That's the reason, right? So this customer table is blank. See, that's why it's not allowing. So that was checked. That was checked because I enforced referential integrity. Okay, so let me try this without enforcing. Okay, there you go. If you don't enforce, it won't check. It won't check whether this custom ID is there, values are there in the customer table. But if you enforce, it checks. So that's what happens when you enforce referential integrity. So we'll talk about that today. I will give an answer for that. So enforce referential integrity will check whether the foreign key values, right? This is the foreign key, whether the foreign key values are there in the main table. Right now, what happened? There are values in the foreign key, but there are no values in the primary key. So it didn't link. Understand, Tanvi? Can I see a thumbs up if you understood? Yanuka? Yeah, what about Yanuka? Did you understand? Yanuka? Yanuka, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, did you understand?
The
If not, let me know.
not
Yeah.
really.
Not really, eh? Not really. Okay. So simply it's like this. Now you notice that the customer table doesn't have any records. So no primary key, no custom IDs. But the party table has the custom ID. So the problem here was you can't link the foreign key to the primary key without primary key having values. Okay, because I told you that primary key is a field which has unique values, and foreign key is a primary key which is repeated in another table. So if the custom ID is repeating in another table, the main table should have values. Okay, so this is the primary key and this is the foreign key. When you link the two, if you just link, no problem. That's how it was at the beginning. But the moment I try to enforce referential integrity, right, it checks. What does it check? It checks whether these values in the foreign key are there in the primary key. Since there are no values, it gives this error.
So then if we didn't enforce, then it won't check us.
Yeah, that's right. Because enforcing good question. If you enforcing referential integrity is a validation check. Why do you need to validate? To check for errors, check for any inconsistencies. So if I didn't validate, it will accept. But what happens? There will be customers who are not in this, not registered even. Right? In the real scenario, there will be a party booked for a customer, but the customer is not there in the customer table. That will be a problem, right? How can you have a party for a customer if that guy is not registered? So that's why we use validation. In validation, the database will automatically check for any problems. So that's what happened when I enforced referential integrity. It checked whether this foreign key values are there in the main table. In other words, it checked whether the customers are registered. And to see, there are no customers. So it gave an error. Now do you understand, Yenuga? Yeah, Yenuga, now do you understand? Yeah, Yenuga. Yenuga, now do you understand? Yenuga. Hanumi, understood? Yeah, Yenuga understood. No.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I'm recording the session. You can go through it. Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so the answer for this question, identify which field would be used as a foreign key in the party table. Yeah, Yenuka, I want to see the answer from you. Identify which field which is used as a foreign key in the party table. What is it? Yenuka, what is the foreign key here in the party table? Come on, quickly. It should be a primary key of another table. We just discussed. What is the foreign key in the party table? Yeah, Yenuka, hurry up. Sugit.
Sir, is it? Sir,
What?
because in destination holiday ID is there, in client ID also holiday ID is there.
No. The question asks, what is the relationship between destination and client, right? Is it now
Yes.
there are three types of relationships now: one-to-one,
Yes.
to many, many-to-many. So out of those three, what is the relationship between destination and client? Is it
So
one-to-one?
is it
Is it one-to-many or many-to-many?
one-to-many?
One-to-many, yes, correct. How do you know? Because you can see here, destination side, the cardinality. This is called the cardinality, right? The value
Yes.
you get there is 1. And on the client side, it's infinity. Infinity means
Infinity.
so 1,
Many.
many.
Yeah.
Yenuka, are you there? Yenuka, are you there?
Yeah.
Yeah. So do you understand this one to many? This side is 1. This side is many. Okay. So we have one-to-one relationship. We have one-to-many relationship, and many-to-many. Many-to-many, of course, you won't see like this. I will take another example and explain. I have explained before. So this is one to many. What does it mean? One to many. One destination is booked by many clients. One destination is booked by many clients. In reality, that's how it is, right? in one destination, there will be many clients. But in reality, it should be the one to many the other way also, right? One client must be able to book many destinations, right? So in this setup, you can't do that. You can't have one client booking many destinations in this one, because this is set to one to many between destination and client. So one destination, there'll be many clients, but one client is going to one destination only. But in reality, that can't be, right? You're not going to one destination in your whole lifetime, right? So can you guys tell me, in reality, if one destination has many clients and one client can go to many destinations, what is that relationship? Anyone can answer. In reality, one client is able to go to many destinations. And if you take one destination, let's say Maldives, there'll be a lot of clients, a lot of tourists. So what kind of a relationship is that between the destination and client? Why are you taking this long to answer? Doesn't matter, it gets wrong. Yeah, Tanumi? Yenuga? Tugit? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Did you hear my question?
Yes.
So why didn't you answer?
Sir, if it's long,
Ayyo, what is this, man? Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter if it gets wrong. You just answer, will you? Otherwise,
okay, sir.
I'm waiting for your answers. Nobody's responding, and we are like losing time now. This is a
Okay, sir.
simple question. Just tell me any answer, then I will correct. I need the reply as quickly as possible, right?
So you're asking what's meant by the term foreign key, no?
అయ్యో పిసుదాలు. Maybe you didn't hear what I said all this time. I didn't go to second question.
Then, sir?
Yeah, Thanumi, did you hear what I said?
Sorry, sir.
Did you hear what I said up to this time? I mean, I was talking about destination and clients relationship, and I asked,
I heard that, sir.
hello, Henang, give the answer, will you? What I'm asking is this: in this relationship, for one destination, there'll be many clients, right? But one client will go to one destination only, because it is showing one to many relationship from destination to clients only. In reality, this is not the case now. One client must be able to go to many destinations, right? Then if you relate it to the real situation, what should be the relationship between destination and clients? Is it one to many, or many to many?
So it's one-to-one?
If it is one to one, I mean, then then
No. It can't be one-to-one.
then if you take Maldives, there will be only one tourist, right? Malaysia,
No.
there will be only one tourist. In India, there will be only one tourist. Yeah, Tanvi.
Many.
Yeah, it's many to many. Many to many. Okay, Yanuka? It should be many to many. That means one destination, there are many clients. One client, many destination. That's many to many. Okay, right.
Yes.
State what is meant by the term foreign key. We gave that answer earlier. Identify the relationship between these two. It is one to many here, right? One to many. So if it is one to many, according to this one client will be going to one destination only. Because when you're looking at the relationship, you had to look at it like this. When you go from client to destination, you have to hide this many infinity and take this one. So one client goes to one destination. When you go from destination to client, you hide this one and take this as one. One destination, many client. One client, one destination. One destination, many clients. That's how you trace the relationship, right? When you go from here to here, you take this as one and you take this relationship. So one destination, many clients. When you go from client to destination, you take this as one and you take this as the relationship. So one client, one destination. Correct? But in reality, that's not the case. Explain one advantage of using the relational database rather than a single table. Okay, now that's a tough question. Right. Now, what is a single table? Single table is in a database, there's only one and only one table. Right? Only one table. All the fields are there in this one table. Destination fields are also there. Clients fields are also there in a single table. So that's not a good design because that leads to a lot of data duplication. So a good database design should minimize the data duplication. So one advantage is relational model. Right? What is relational model? In relational model, we have separate tables. Right? Separate tables to store related data. Like this, destination will hold destination details. Right? I'll take another 10 minutes from you. Then client table will hold only client details. So for different purposes, there are different tables. And then these tables are linked based on the relationships, whether it is one-to-one, one-to-many, or many-to-many. That's the relational model. Okay. So relational model reduces, the main advantage is it reduces data duplication. What is data duplication? Repeated data. Right? So what's the purpose? Like, okay, if you have a client, what's the purpose of repeating? Okay, now let's say if we had a single table in this one, so we want to have, let's say we want to show one client visiting many destinations. So if the client goes to 5 destinations, if it is a single table, we'll have to repeat his name, first name, last name, contact number, address, everything for those 5 destinations. That's what data duplication is. Unnecessarily, we are repeating the same data. So relational model reduces the data duplication, and we can say, and create a consistent database structure. Right? Whereas a single table, a single table database is called a flat file database, right? Flat file. Single table database will increase the data duplication. Understand? right? So these theory questions are very, very important. So I will take one more question quickly. Let's take from another paper. Let's take 2021. 2020, we'll take 2020. Okay, let's see what we have in the database. Okay, let's take this last question, right? Address 1, address 2, postcode, telephone number, gender are fields that could be added to the members database. State one field out of these that would use a format check. What is the field we can use to have a format check? Well, format check looks at the way we use the data, the way we enter the data. For example, first 3 characters followed by 3 numbers. And then there should be like 6 characters with a space, something like that. So what is the field that we can use to have format check here? Yeah, Shugit, out of these fields, what is the field that we can use to have a format check? Shugit?
So is it postcode?
Yes, good. It's postcode. And Thanumi, do you have any other? Is there any other field that we can apply format check? Yeah.
No.
Thanumi, I can't hear. Can you just shout at the mic?
So can you hear me?
Oh, that's fine. That's fine. Now it's fine. Yeah, that's the level. Yeah. Okay, now tell me. Any other field?
No, sir. I don't think.
No,
No.
there is. Obviously, you can't have a format check for address 1 because you must have filled the address 1 in these forms, right? So you can't really follow a particular format. Address 2, no. Postcode, yes. Like 6 characters with a space, maybe. Gender, of course, you can't have a format check there. But what about telephone number? Telephone number should have a fixed number of numbers, should have a space, maybe space or a hyphen. So you can apply format check on the telephone number also, right? So it is postcode, or you can have telephone number. State one field that would use a lookup. Okay, out of these, state a field that would use a lookup. Now, what is a lookup? Lookup is a drop down, right? That's where you click and it, like this one, see, drop down. You drop down and then you select from a set of options. So out of these, what can be used as a lookup? Okay, Yenuga, can you tell me? Out of these fields, address 1, address 2, postcode, telephone number, gender, which field can be used as a drop down or a lookup? Where we can ask the user to select from a given set of options. Yenuga?
Delhi.
What? Say it loud.
Tele.
Out of these fields, address 1, address 2, postcode, telephone number, gender.
Yes. Telephone.
Telephone, not telephone. It doesn't matter if you give wrong answers. Doesn't matter. I only need to look at your answers, giving as quickly as possible, right? Then I can correct it. So it's not telephone number. Like, can you imagine telephone number field and you drop down and select a telephone number? Yeah, you can, but depending on the situation. Like, but it's very rare, no? Have you ever come across a form where you had to drop down a telephone number and select a telephone number? No, right? Normally we type the telephone number. So can you give another try? So this is where you can use like your own experiences. Yeah.
Address. Oh, no,
Address also, yes, you can, but
postcode.
postcode also, yes. But yeah, it depends on the country also, right? In Sri Lanka, of course, we don't have a system like that. But here now, I have moved to UK. Now here, there's a system in every form. When you type the postcode, it pulls out all the addresses in that postcode into a drop down. Right? They ask only to enter the postcode. When you enter the postcode, all the addresses in that postcode will be in a drop down, and then we have to select the address. That's easier than typing the whole address. So yes, in that case, yes, address can be taken. But according to this one, I think the most obvious one is the gender. Right? So gender, people might enter it in different formats. Like someone might enter F or M. Someone might enter MALE. Someone might enter MAIL also accidentally. So to avoid that problem, you can let them see drop down and then ask them to select. So it is gender, right? But yes, address also is possible, like the example I gave. The image shows the properties and values for the accommodation type field in the accommodation table. Now you can see it's a combo box. Combo box is another name for drop down. And row source type is set to value list. Row source, you have the values. So these are the values that will be in the drop down. Yurt, caravan, lodge, shepherd's hut. Okay, and then there's an option called limit to list, and it is set to yes. Explain one problem that could occur if the limit to list property had a value no. Okay, for this you need to know what happens when you set it to yes. Right? So it's obvious, right? Even if you don't know what it is, it's obvious, right? It says limit to list. So it's a drop down. There is a list of values, and we say limit to list. That means we should select a value from the list only. We can't type anything other than what's in the list. That's what it means. So if you set it to no, what will be the problem? The user can enter anything other than values in the list. Okay. Right. State the reason why a query may require a logical operator. A logical operator. What are logical operators? Logical operators are and, or, not. Why would a query need a logical operator? Why would you use and in a query? Why would you use or in a query? What do we do? Right? Now, if you remember the last query we did, we had a date range. How did we give it? Between one date, then we had a logical operator called and. Between one date and another date. So that and joined two conditions, right? One date and another date. It joined two conditions. So if you are giving some values, some individual values, you might give it like this. Let's say something like this, A or B for a particular field. So you are looking at A as well as B. So you give the logical operator as O. Then let's say you want to find out all the males. So you might give it like this, not females, right? So that is the opposite of females. So it will give males, not females. So not is a logical operator. Okay. So logical operators are used to combine conditions. They are used to check multiple conditions in a query, right? Also, you can say not operator can be used to retrieve means get opposite results to a condition. That's a bit of extra, right? Okay, the three tables within the club details database form a relationship. Give one reason why tables are linked together with relationships before entering data. Give one reason why tables are linked together with relationships before entering data. So this is related to the problem that we encountered. Remember when we linked those two tables, it didn't allow us to link, right? So the purpose of linking with the relationship before entering data is that when the tables are linked and when you enter data, right, it can cross-check with the related data in different tables. For example, if those two tables were linked earlier, right, when I enter a custom ID to the party table, it will be automatically checked whether that custom ID is there in the main table. That is what enforced referential integrity means. So these can be checked only when the tables are linked. So we must enter data after creating the relationship. What we tried earlier was we had data, one table had data, the other one didn't have data, and then only we tried to link it. And that didn't work. So we must enter data after linking. Then only it can check then and there. Right? What's the point of having invalid data in the table before checking? Right? When we enter data into the database, it should check and it should stop accepting. So that's what happens when you link it first. So the answer here would be then validation checks like referential integrity. You have to study this very well. Referential integrity can check whether related data are there in the linked tables. And if not, it will not accept the data into the database. right? What's the advantage of this? This can improve the consistency of the database, right? So that can be a bit advanced for you, but that's the whole idea, right? Whole idea is you should create the relationship and link the tables before entering data. Okay, the last question. Identify one foreign key in the linked tables. Well, we don't have the structure here, or let's check whether the structure is there. Yeah, these are the tables. We have accommodation, booking, and members. Okay, by looking at this, can you tell me a foreign key? I have one foreign key in the linked tables. Yeah. By looking at these three tables, can you tell me a foreign key? Shugit, can you tell me? It's easy. Shugit, tell me a foreign key. You have to tell me in which table you have the foreign key also.
So is it member def?
Member F in which table?
So member def in the primary key is member def in member
No.
table.
Hey, hold on. I'm asking.
And the foreign key.
Yeah, foreign key.
So foreign key in bookings table.
Which one? Which is what is the field?
So member def.
Okay, in which table?
So bookings tables.
Excellent. That's correct. Okay, Thanumi, can you tell me another one? Thanumi, tell me another foreign key. There's another one. Thanumi? There's another foreign key. What is it?
What?
Huh? Again, I can't hear you. What is the other foreign key other than member F in bookings table? It should be a primary key of another table. Yenuka, can you give a guess? Tanvi, can you try? You said something, but I couldn't hear. Oh, you have typed. Accommodation reference. Okay, right. Remember in the exam, if you were asked to identify a foreign key, you have to refer to the table also, because member F is there in two tables. It's there in the booking table as well as in the members table. So which table you are referring to? It's member reference. That's correct. But which table? Sorry, accommodation reference. It's accommodation reference and member reference. But accommodation reference in which table? Yes, correct. Okay, Yenuga. So this is a typical many-to-many relationship. Many-to-many. Okay. This is the accommodation table. In that, accommodation reference is the primary key. Okay. This is the members table and member reference is the primary key. And between these two, you have many-to-many relationship. Many to many. This is how we write, right? Many to many. That means one accommodation is booked by many members, and one member is able to book many accommodations. We can't keep this relationship in reality because it leads to a lot of data duplication. What we do is we create a third table, and the third table is named as bookings. In this booking, you can see two foreign keys, accommodation reference and member reference. So this member reference refers to the primary key of this table, and this accommodation reference refers to the primary key of this table. Okay, and the booking table also has a primary key, and that is booking reference. This is the primary key of this. These two are foreign keys. Now the many-to-many relationship will be broken down into one-to-many relationships. This side is one, this side is many. Oh, sorry, the other way. This side is one, this side is many. Why? Because the primary key cannot duplicate. Remember, we learned primary key cannot duplicate. So there should be only one and only one value there. But the foreign key can duplicate. So this side is going to duplicate. So one to many. Again, this side is one because it's a primary key. The foreign key can duplicate one to many. So what happens is many to many will be broken down into two one to manys, 1 and 2. Primary key side is 1, foreign key side is many. Primary key side is 1, foreign key side is many. Understand? Yanuga? Yeah? Okay, so the answer for this one is member ref in bookings or accommodation ref in bookings. Don't forget to mention the table name. Okay. Right, guys, then we are done with database. We'll be moving to a theory chapter in the next class. And then after that, we'll be coming back to do web authoring because Tanumi hasn't done web authoring and the other students have done. There should be a couple of more students here today. They will hopefully join in the next class. So that's going to be our plan. And then we'll finish theory and then we'll start doing papers. Okay, but make sure that you practice because database is a tricky question, but that is where you can score majority of the marks. If you get database and Excel done completely, you are sure to get like half of the marks, at least. I mean, closer to half of the marks of the paper in the practical. Okay, so we have seen that they are including more and more theory questions in the database practical and more difficult questions, but they carry only few marks, like 1 mark. But even 1 mark can decide your grade. Okay, so remember to study this and practice. Okay, right, so I will send this to you. Yanuka, you have to send me the answers for that 2022 database question, and yeah, I'll see you in the next class then. If you have any doubts, any problems, just post a message in the group, then I will answer it immediately. Okay, by now you must be having, if you are studying and if you are practicing, you must be having doubts. Okay, February is also gone and we have only March and April. So let's work hard. Okay. Okay then. See you.
Okay, sir. Bye, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay.